Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about some huge stories on Mighty Chelsea FC. Some of you are requesting for me to use my own voice, so today I'm just going to give it a go. Hope you enjoy. Firstly, Kai Havertz is almost a Chelsea player. The fee has been agreed between Chelsea and Bayer Leverkusen of about 80 million euros, which is 72 million pounds, with 20 million euros of add-ons, which is 18 million pounds. He's going to be the most expensive ever Chelsea player and the most expensive German at the age of 21, which must be something to live up to, because that's just massive, thinking about all the other German players that have graced a beautiful game, like Michael Ballack, Marco Reus, Bastian Schweinsteiger. It must be amazing. He's already a great player and would easily walk into any team and improve their first team straight away. And talking of that, Chelsea fended off interest from some of the biggest clubs in the world, like Bayern Munich, who literally won the Champions League the other day, and Real Madrid, who won the La Liga and won the Champions League 3 years in a row just a couple of years ago. And the reason they couldn't sign him was because Bayern Munich didn't have the funds, neither did Real Madrid really. But Frank Lampard single-handedly persuaded Kai to join Chelsea, as he has now noticed the huge up-and-coming Chelsea squad with the huge future ahead of them, with the academy is just doing so well. He has a massive future, and under Frank Lampard he could actually become one of the best goal scoring midfielders ever, as he's already one of the best at the age of 21. Another signing that is very close is Malang Sarr, who is agreed a 5-year contract with Chelsea after his contract with Nice in France ran out last season. He's rejected the likes of Monaco, Lyon and Fulham, all because he has seen the potential of Chelsea, like Havertz. And Patrick Vieira, who's an Arsenal legend, also a France legend, who was the Nice manager, still is, says Malang Sarr is a leader and he's only 21 years old. Imagine what it would be like in about 5-10 years time. It would be insane. However, he is going to be going out on loan immediately to either a Bundesliga or a Serie A club, and Bayer Leverkusen, who we're buying Havertz from, and Schalke are actually interested. He has already racked up over 100 appearances for Nice, and at the mere age of 21, and he's another huge player for the future, and could be great in a couple of years, next to maybe Tomori, or maybe even Declan Rice if we end up signing him, maybe Ethan Ampadu. Maybe we could play a 3 at the back system with 3 of those players I've just mentioned, all working together in tangent, in front of a young keeper as well. I've just mentioned Fikayo Tomori as he's a young player, and with the likes of Thiago Silva, who's so close to joining Chelsea as well, he's on the brink. It could mean that Fikayo Tomori is going to be forced to go out on loan. There's too many centre-backs for him to fit in, and although he has impressed last season, he could do some more game time, as Kurt Zouma impressed towards the end of the restart. Andreas Christensen doesn't look like he's going to be going anywhere, because Frank Lampard and the whole Chelsea squad, like backroom staff, think that he's got too big of a future to go. Like, if he goes to a different team, he could become amazing, and he could be going out on loan to either Everton or Rennes, as they're both interested, and he does need more experience. And at Everton especially, with ex Chelsea manager Carlo Ancelotti being in charge for them, he could be very good in helping Tomori. He's been in the academy since very young, like the likes of Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Reece James, and has a very bright future. He's only 22 and was playing well last season, but he's got forced out of the squad after the restart, and I don't think he even played since the restart. He's really fast and has such a clean tackle on him, and could end up staying, as Thiago Silva could help him learn, who's very experienced, as he's 35, almost 36. but it's entirely up to him, as he has friends at Chelsea, and Chelsea FC is his home. Penultimately, we all know that Kepa needs replacing. There's been lots of keepers linked, but none have actually signed. Onana is my favourite to sign. I think he's just so good. He's good with his feet. He can get down low quickly. He's not the tallest, but he's a very solid keeper. And him and Nick Pope are the front runners to sign for Chelsea. But Jan Sommer could be a very smart option, so he would only cost 13 million, and he's a very solid keeper in Germany. He's 31 years old and has at least another 4 or 5 years of top flight experience in him. And sadly, Chelsea can't sign someone like Jan Oblak or Marc Andre to Stegen, as they just don't really have the funds this season after splashing out £90 million on Havertz, another 90 with Werner and Ziyech, another 50 is going to be splashed on Chilwell, and there's just not really enough funds for this season a huge player coming in. Maybe next season a new keeper or big keeper, but they could get a replacement this season, as Kepa did cost £71.6 million and is still the most expensive keeper ever. All his confidence is gone, and Frank has decided he wants him out. There was talks of him going on loan to Valencia, then Valencia keeper Jasper Cillessen going to Ajax, as he's Dutch and would speak their native language and fit in well, and an Ajax keeper Onana come to Chelsea, which did look very likely. And I do think Onana will come to Chelsea still, but I don't see the loan move. I just want to get him out personally. They'd be taking a huge loss on the £71.6 million. It's probably only worth about 25 or 30 million pounds now, but it's just probably best to get rid of him and hope he gets a better future, because there is a great keeper in there. He's just lost all confidence, and I kind of feel bad for him, but everyone's giving him chances and he just kept messing up, and has really not performed very well in England. Today in England at 2 p.m, Gareth Southgate announced the England national squad, and it's very interesting. The likes of Nick Pope, Dean Henderson, Declan Rice and Jadon Sancho, who are all long-term Chelsea targets, especially Sancho not going to Manchester United now. I do think if Chelsea perform this season, they could prove to the world that they have something in them, which could lead to Jadon Sancho joining, as he did grow up in London as a Chelsea fan. With also Nick Pope and Dean Henderson looking like Dean Henderson looked like he was going to be a great replacement for Kepa, but he's gone back to his parent club Manchester United and signed a new contract. I mean, it's quite unlikely that he'll leave now, but he could force his way out if he's told that he's not going to be first choice goalie at Manchester United in front of David De Gea, as he has had a pretty rubbish season, but due to the fact he has such a big contract, he's on like £400,000 a week, and he's got another few years at the club. No club's going to be willing to take that on. No one's going to be willing to sign someone for that much money, pay that much wages for someone who's not even going to really perform very well. But Declan Rice, Chelsea seems very determined to sign him. He would be a great player and all, and West Ham look like they really need the funds after struggling to stay up in the Premier League. It's just embarrassing really if you look at their squad, all the depth they have. But Declan Rice was in the Chelsea ranks when he was young, but at the age of 14 he got released in the academy and then joined the West Ham academy, and then the rest is just obvious. He's grown up, he's 21 now, he's best friends with Mason Mount, and he's a key figure in West Ham's squad. And Chelsea want him to play as a centre-back, but he normally plays as a defensive midfielder in the number 6 role. It could actually be very handy if Kante ends up leaving. But I don't think Kante will end up leaving this summer. Maybe next summer, but if we have Declan Rice, then it doesn't really matter, because we'd be getting profit from Kante, and Rice has a huge future ahead of him. But yeah, he got into the England team. Jadon Sancho did, and Mason Mount and Tammy Abraham were the only Chelsea players who got in. I was kind of surprised that likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi or Ruben Loftus-Cheek didn't get in the squad, with James Ward-Prowse getting in, who was also grew up with Mason Mount and Declan Rice. But I was kind of surprised that Hudson-Odoi didn't get in, but he's had an injury. Same with Loftus-Cheek. They both have the same ruptured Achilles injury for a while, so maybe that's why they're not as fresh. That's why Southgate didn't choose him. And they're going to be playing Iceland in a couple of years, and some of the squad, basically Harry Kane, that's the only really player that's still in the squad who is hilariously on corners, where he's already 6'2", 6'3", huge area of danger, but yeah, hilariously got put in corners. They're going to be wanting to get their own back after the Euros. They seem to have such a good run of games that they could easily win, and they lost to Iceland. Very embarrassing for the squad, especially Joe Hart, who after that game, basically his career fell off the edge of a cliff. And yeah, he's been absolutely terrible since, not even getting into Burnley's first team. I guess they do have Nick Pope, who's now his successor. And most of all, Gareth Southgate will want to prove that he's still got it in him to be a great England manager. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this different video of me talking. I just still can't get over the fact that Kai Havertz is a Chelsea player. Well, he almost is. So is Thiago Silva, he almost is. And Ben Chilwell, the whole deal might collapse, but that was in yesterday's video. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, because only 9% of you are subscribed, which is just, need to sort it out. Thanks a lot for watching. Goodbye.